Hello and welcome to the Nomad Cruise 12 kickoff webinar. It's great to see you all here. And let us know a little bit from what beautiful part of the world you're joining us. Amazing to already see almost 100 people here. So this is great. And I can't wait to share all the details about the upcoming trip with you. And also let me know if you can understand me well. And from what beautiful place in the world you're joining us now. It's amazing to see so many familiar faces here. It's really cool that we can finally kick off this next trip and go across the Atlantic again. So hello. So many faces I know, so many new people here. That's it's really cool, and I think that we will just basically start right now. Just let me know if you can see me, if you can hear me, and then I will start with the webinar, and we can go ahead. So there's also always a little bit of a delay here. You basically hear everything about see and hear me well. Okay, that's great. That's amazing. Okay. So amazing to have you all here. And today I'm excited to share with you the where the next cruise is going. I will share a little bit what the program is about, the way how it works, and we're starting basically right now. So this is our agenda. Basically, we will talk a little bit about the destination, the highlights, the route, the ship, the program, and how you can join the next cruise. And I will start with this because basically we are going back to the roots, back to what we were doing in the very beginning when we started Nomad Cruise. And I'm very excited about this because there are some destinations for those who joined Nomad Cruise 1 that will basically, that will know some of these places that we're visiting, and also people who joined us later. Because I'm super happy to share with you that we are going back to Brazil with the next cruise. And as you know, that in Brazil there is amazing things to do, and the date is a little bit later than some of you might expect, because we are only leaving around the 2nd of December. But there's a lot of time before that to meet in our destination, to really enjoy, the amazing, to enjoy the Canary Islands as well, where we're going to start and kick off the cruise. And for those who are a little bit shorter on time, by going to Brazil in the early beginning of December, basically you have some more time, to really take in the reunions afterwards. Maybe stay until Christmas and maybe stay even longer. And I will explain you a little bit, what we're doing on the cruise and where we're going to go afterwards. Okay. And the cool thing also with this cruise is that basically now we have exclusive departure. So this is something quite unique that we negotiated with the cruise line that we're working with, because it's the first time that when we are getting on the ship, it's only Nomad Cruise who is getting there. There's also always, some other people as well, but we have a really good possibility, to basically jump on board in Tenerife. Now I already shared this with you, but basically we have an exclusive departure, and I will go now deeper into how everything will work. Okay, but before I will go and share the route with you, so I want to just emphasize this again, right? Like, what the Nomad Cruise is really about, because it's really not just a cruise, it's an experience. And we are going to be definitely over 400 people. That's the goal for this trip. I think that we might be even a little bit more. And this is a nice thing because the ship will be a little bit bigger than what we had in the even in the previous cruises. It's the best ship that we've ever been on, that we will have. And the nice thing is, really that there's a lot of possibilities with the venues and stuff that we were never able to do in the past before. So, an amazing opportunity to really meet a lot of nomads from the beginning of this journey, have an amazing time afterwards, and really, connect with everyone. And we had an amazing cruise with 300 people just in May. Everything worked well. And but I have to say, going across the Atlantic is something really special. And we've done this trip already now 3 times across the Atlantic to Brazil. And for those of you who have already been on these journeys with us before, it's amazing because, like, in December the weather will be like kind of okay, and then every day we really feel how this will, how it's getting warmer. Even if you are a little bit scared of big waves and whatsoever, that doesn't matter because there's not really big waves or whatsoever when we're going across the Atlantic at that time of the year. So you will have a fantastic journey. Things get warmer every day, and then in the middle of the Atlantic, when we're crossing the equator, we're going to have an amazing tropical party and just continue on this journey. So again, I have to say here, when we go across the Atlantic, in these days, the internet is not so good, and I really can recommend everyone to take off to really experience this Nomad Cruise. We're not going to be on WhatsApp or whatsoever all the time, so just really enjoy this fantastic journey and make the connect with each other, because also the trip is going to be a little bit shorter, like for a transatlantic trip. So even those people of you who have a remote job, I would recommend that you take a vacation. And if you need to now find out with any other one, with your boss or whatsoever, we already shared this in the previous email. Basically, you can you can even still cancel the cruise within the next 7 days if you're booking, if you do not get vacation, right? So, but I really encourage everyone, to book the journey early. And I will go now a little bit more into the details. So it's just a networking event. We also have a conference. All the alumni know this already, where we talk about a lot of different topics. And afterwards, we're going to discover South America together, and we're going to different places. Here, what you can see is basically how it looked like when we were going to Jericoacoara, a beautiful little beach town in in Brazil. Okay, so now I will explain the journey a little bit more. So what I recommend is that you all arrive a little bit before the trip, especially those of you who haven't been on Nomad Cruise before. It's always really, really cool to get there 1 or 2 weeks before. It's already quite cold in Europe at that time, so Canary Islands are already a digital nomad hotspot. And so basically, when you are going when you're coming, and it's always better to arrive a little bit earlier, enjoy the Canary Islands, meet some people, so you're not basically jumping on the ship and you don't know any of the 400, 500 people who will be on this journey with us. Okay, so I would recommend everyone highly, if the dates work for you, to come a little bit before that. And then what we're doing is, on the 2nd of December, we are leaving. We have the departure from Tenerife, and we are going straight across the Atlantic from there. This is our ship, by the way, that you can see there. And so we have a few days, 5 days actually, that we are on the boat to cross the Atlantic. And then we get to Fortaleza. Fortaleza is a city in the north of Brazil. It's also kind of where everyone who loves kite surfing kind of starts their trips. It's a cool town, but really the Nomad Cruise itself is not so much about the excursions and about the things that we're doing afterwards. It's much more about the onboard program that I will work and speak about a little bit more a little bit later. So then the day after Fortaleza, we are going we have one more day at sea, and then we are going to Maceo, a beautiful town as well, where we can just have a amazing beach day with the whole community right there. And then one day later, we are arriving in our final destination, Salvador, which is a beautiful city, the home of capoeira. And what is really cool, and I will talk about this afterwards, is that very, very close to Salvador, there's an amazing destination. Let's see if someone still remembers where we went after the first Nomad Cruise. But basically, we can arrive in Salvador, then everyone can, jump a little bit back on their laptops, do some work, and then once we are in arriving in Salvador, basically, you can get some work done, and then we have a reunion very, very close to Salvador. It's only only a very little boat ride actually to get to this town, and it's a small, amazing beach town where we're going to go and where we're going to have a reunion. And those of you who don't have so much time, you can basically stick around in Salvador, or you can go to Rio de Janeiro, where we also recommend some places where you can hang out and meet and go on a vacation. So we basically have two different reunions. I will go into that a little bit more in detail. So here you can see the route that we are having, and the ship that we have is called the Costa Diadema. It was built in 2012. It is much better. Well, not much better, but it is better than the last ship that we had with Costa. And you can see that there's an amazing terrace and stuff, an amazing area on top of the ship. And the last cruise we also organized with Costa, which was really cool. But there were a lot of people, there were a lot of families and stuff, because we kind of missed, we were a little bit in the holiday season. So the ship, you can basically expect that it's going to be a lot less busy when we are on this trip. And the ship has got everything. It has got discotheques, theater, 12 restaurants, bars, everything that you can really think of that make a nice cruise ship. I can really highlight when you look here on the bottom right, you have an amazing upstairs area as well, where you can enjoy the days when you're not taking part in the program. And I'm really excited. I will go to the ship in about 2 months, and we will, secure the venues and everything. So we have a lot of private venues that we are going to run the conference from. And I'm super excited to go onto this ship. So the program, this is something that all the alumni or many of you know already. We have on the ship networking games. So we have 30-second pitches. We have many, many ways how, even if you don't know even one person, how you can interact and how you can meet all the amazing participants who are on the ship. And then there will be a conference, a big keynote conference. I'm already speaking with a lot of very interesting speakers. And you can also apply. You can also apply to be a speaker there. I will explain this a little bit afterwards. And a lot of workshops as well that we are organizing throughout the journey, especially while we are on the transatlantic, while we are doing this on the Atlantic. And then there's a fitness program as well. So basically the fitness program, I mean, it's kind of like some things are self-organized here. You can see staff doing some teaching with the acro yoga. But we also have like yoga that we're organizing in the morning. So there's a lot of ways to actually stay fit and healthy on the cruise. And I can recommend you that as well, because you're going to probably eat a lot of food as well. And then every evening you can join mastermind dinners. So basically we are organizing on the during the cruise. We have dinners every night where you can talk about business, where you can do these other things Some people are asking where is the ship leaving in Tenerife, and the departure will be in Santa Cruz. So we also have private parties that we are organizing, and we will have an unconference. I just come back from the Bansko Nomad Fest, which was an amazing festival for digital nomads organized in Bulgaria, and they did organize a really, really good unconference, and I'm quite inspired from that. So I do also hope that some of the organizers of the Bansko Nomad Fest will be joining us. And we will also organize a really cool unconference skill sharing event during our conference, so that everyone who's not even a speaker can still, jump on board and take part and do this. Then we have startup pitches. I'm pretty sure that Ruth, who's also running the German version of Shark Tank, will be with us on the next cruise. And basically Ruth will also teach other people to do amazing pitches, and I'm really looking forward to the Piranha. It's called Piranha Tank, how we call it. And as well, we will have improv and other specials that will be organized by different participants, by Britt and Kevin, who've been on the cruise also for many times. And these are also really, really special events that are happening. Finally, the talent show. Here you can see a nice picture from our last talent show when these guys were still wearing clothes. And but there's also singing and a lot of other things. So really make sure, there I can also really recommend for you to, if you are talented if you can sing, if you can do magic, if you can do whatever you want to do, you can do this on the Nomad Cruise in front of a huge audience, and it's always a lot of fun. So I'm very excited about the upcoming talent show, and can't wait for the next one. Sorry, I'm a little bit excited today, like a little bit. It's been a while to run such webinars with such a huge attendance. So really, really cool, and can't wait for this to do this cruise again. Last trip we had a lot of stops, so it was much more difficult, to really do the community building and the things that we wanted. And now we have this transatlantic cruise, which is just perfect, and even better also where we are arriving afterwards. Because now I'm going to just quickly talk about the reunions. So these are some pictures from our last reunions in Brazil. And basically, what is going to happen after the cruise is that I would say like 50% of all the participants are leaving within the first week, and many others are staying for weeks or sometimes even months after the cruise. And we will recommend some different destinations where you can go, where you can meet up with the community. And there's one really, really cool town very close to Salvador. It's called Morro de Sao Paulo. And that's where we want to go with all of you, or with all those of you who have some time to go there. We went there already after the cruise. It's a beautiful, small, chilled out place. There's no crime or anything, not that I know of, at least. And it's really, really cool to go there. That will be one place where we are going. And then, of course, a lot of us will probably continue to Rio de Janeiro, and others will probably go to Piper, because I hope that Gonzalo, who's here in the chat as well, and who's kind of has been building amazing nomad hotspots around the world, he's also doing things in Piper. So maybe Gonzalo can also help us to bring some nomads to Piper. That would be also amazing. But we will go also to Rio de Janeiro. And then the other thing, that is a little bit of a bonus, because I don't know if all of you have got time, because at the end, this is kind of the final of our trip. And of course, many of you will continue to stay there and will continue to travel South America. But what we have already done, here you can see the picture. There's not everyone on this ship, but on this picture, but we did celebrate with over 100 people together the New Year's in Rio de Janeiro What I can already tell you is, if you want to join this and if you are booked on the cruise, you need to look into the accommodation in Rio de Janeiro for New Year's Eve. It's a very, very special thing. You can see here, even on the pictures in the back, there's all the cruise ships. So you can actually see, see the boat that was there, because all the cruise ships go there to Copacabana, and we will organize this. We've done this a few times before. We know how to organize an amazing New Year's Eve in Rio de Janeiro. And and I hope that, you will just, if you have the time, that you can go there, and you will enjoy this amazing celebration with us. Rio de Janeiro, everyone basically wears white clothes. That's why everyone on this picture is wearing those. Okay, so get involved. Nomad Cruise would not be possible without all of you amazing people that are here in the chat, that are gonna watch this a little bit later. And I just want to encourage those of you who can share something, who want to be a speaker, to really apply, to fill out the speaker form now as soon as possible. You can go to nomadcruise.com. It will also be on the website, and basically there you can just fill in the talk that you will do. And basically the way how it works with, like, what we really want to see, like kind of business secrets, or like really what is the key things that are helping you to be successful, that have been doing great things for your personal life. I would really love to see much more case studies. And please, if you dare to share your story, then just be a speaker and support us with organizing this cruise. And we're also looking for partners. So anyone who wants to do this, team up in different ways. There are many different ways how we can collaborate. So there's also a partner form. And finally, we're also looking for volunteers. I have to say, with volunteers, we're always basically giving preference to people who have been volunteers in the past. But if you have some amazing skill, if there's any way how you want to be a volunteer, like, don't, just apply, fill this out. But like in general, we are doing this more with people who already have been on board of Nomad Cruise and who understand everything. So that's a little bit how it works. Now I will also talk about how you can join. Just a little bit, just a few more practical things. Okay, and basically, we have different cabins. So we have the cabins have got different prices. There's something for every budget. We are doing it in the way, just for you to understand a little bit, when we are, with the interior cabins, we want to make things quite affordable for everyone. So for everyone to join, and then the prices obviously go up the more you want. And one thing I also want to tell you is that sharing is caring, right? So we have always trouble when we are negotiating with single cabins. The good thing is, now on this cruise, we do have a lot of single cabins for those who just want to have their own. But if you have a friend, or you've joined us in the past and you want to share your cabin, you're always very welcome to do this. If you want to book your own cabin, then you need to be fast. Usually that's always the best. Okay. And even if you have not been on the cruise before, there will be some time for you to maybe even find someone. We're going to have an app where you can actually even connect with other people. And basically, the way how it works is that we will match you otherwise with someone else. So if you've never joined before, it's also a really cool way when you're sharing the cabin to team up with someone else, right? And do it like this. There's one thing that is not included, and this was used to be a little bit different in the past. Unfortunately, all the cruise lines that do still exist have got these rules, right? So there are some drink packages that you can buy additionally. You can either pay for your own drinks, or you can buy a drink package. Costa, that we're traveling with, actually has got probably the most affordable cruise drink packages of all cruise lines. And so basically, you can do this. And when you're sharing the cabin, your partner needs to take the same drink package. When you match, when you're booking a single one, then it works. Well, basically, so just for you to know, there are drinks that can be bought additionally. It works with it. It's the same with every cruise line unless you go super premium. What you can get on board is water and coffee. So these are things that are already included. You can buy this at the buffet. It's the same with every cruise line. In the past, we had everything included. We could also make the cruise much more expensive and include things for everyone, but we kind of want to, give the non-alcoholics, the people who don't want to drink alcohol, the possibility to do this by themselves, right? And with the Wi-Fi, we are trying to negotiate a very special deal still, so I cannot really talk about this. For the drink packages, just one thing for you to know. When you're buying a drink package with alcohol, it's about 30 euros per day. That's definitely worth it to do this, but you can also, again, you can drink for free if you're just doing this at the tap. Okay, and then there's the onboard Wi-Fi. We're trying to get a special deal. I cannot really talk about this, and I would really actually encourage you not to go online and really take this time. But of course, I do understand you need to sometimes get on the internet. Okay, and so basically another thing is that. We also always recommend everyone to take a travel insurance. Someone broke their foot on the last cruise. She did have this just before. You're all nomads, so you know about travel insurances. There's also another thing that, in case you need to cancel later, blah, 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 then these travel insurances also help you. We will remind you about these things, okay? So these are the not so cool things. But now let's go into the next part. So when you are joining the cruise, everything else is included. And you can have, we have amazing food on board, the conference, the dinners, the parties, all the reunion program, everything that we're doing afterwards, all the service fees, taxes, tips. So these are all, included on board. And I just really want to highlight again what is the real value of this cruise, because it is not a cruise. It is about networking. It's about, you making amazing contacts. There's Jordan Carroll, who made a great video about Nomad Cruise, and he said that if you want to network, you need to first have dinner, dance, and laugh with people, and then you talk about business. And the Nomad Cruise is an amazing place to, really connect with people first. And you never have this time on any other conference to do this. So this is the value. We have amazing people on board. And the other thing as well is you can learn with all these things, and it's a true lifetime experience with what is coming afterwards. And I'm pretty sure there's no other other event that can give you so much value for such a low price. So we are starting with the early bird tickets basically from tomorrow. So the way how it works is that you can book tomorrow. I will share the date now with you, and you only need to pay a 200 euro deposit to secure your spot. I would just recommend to do it early. If we get a lot of things, a lot of bookings tomorrow morning, then these early bird tickets won't last very long. Okay, and the tickets will start. The ticket price will start from only 900 euros for a shared cabin, and in general the tickets will be also cheaper than even the last cruise, even though this trip is longer. So but only as long as you get an early bird ticket, and then we need to renegotiate stuff. And all you need to do is go tomorrow on Friday on the website from 12 o'clock, and then you can book your ticket. And I would love to have you on board. And would love to have an amazing journey with you and have you involved and like really experience this. I can't wait to do this trip again. It's now the 4th time that I'm going with the ship to Brazil. It's really my favorite trip, and I'm sure that you will love this as well. What's really important, if you've never been before, just be open. Like, there's a lot of amazing people on the ship, and basically, yeah, that's the way how it works. Okay. So again, tomorrow, if you want to join, you go to nomadcruise.com, you choose your cabin, have your passport details ready. Even if you're booking with another partner, like if you're booking as a couple, it's important that everyone books by themselves. And then you just let us know in the booking form with which person you are sharing it. If you are booking a shared cabin and you don't really know, who to share your cabin with, you can let us know this later. We will only decide on the final, setup 30 days before. So you can just book a cabin and, find your partner that you want to share the cabin with, as long as there are tickets. Okay. So that's it. That's basically it. You can now ask all your questions. I will try to answer what I can. And yeah, and this is the journey. And I hope to have you on board, and that we can have an amazing trip. And thank you all for tuning in here, for being here live today with watching this. This went actually much faster than I thought, and can't wait to see you here first. Okay, so just again, type your questions now, and then I will just go over this, and I will highlight a few things, whatever I can. Okay. And yeah, because now this is basically we are kind of ending the official webinar here, and I will go now into your questions and answer this, but we will cut this out later. Okay, so with regards to kids that are going on board, we will check the minimum age. It could be most basically over 6 months. There's no way that you cannot enter the boat before Tenerife if you're joining the cruise. And also, I'm not sure about the flight prices. And when you are booking a shared cabin, so basically when you are booking a shared cabin, the way how it works is that when you want to book a shared cabin, we will match you with someone who bought the same drink package, basically. So you don't need to worry if you're not booking a drink package. That's absolutely fine. And we do have also cabins for 4 people. We can also make this. We can also make possibilities for if you are joining with 4 people. So these are questions that you can basically ask us when you're sending us an email, and we can add new people. And when you have kids, then it's also a special price. You're more than welcome to apply as a speaker as well. So that will be all on the website. We do not offer ticket transfers, so we just have the deposit. But you always get we only keep the deposit, and we refund everything. So you can see on the website the exact details for this stuff. The single cabins are always a little bit more expensive, but you will find out everything tomorrow morning when we launch this. Okay. And I think so. This is it. Any other? Yeah. So there's no. There could be there's no other. I can really encourage everyone, to book to join us from Tenerife. There's no way to do this earlier, or it would be much more expensive. The conference, we don't have discounts for speakers, unfortunately. The way how it works with the conference is that actually, if you're doing a talk, it's a great way for you to showcase your business, to to be part of this event. And we, in general, the experience is just, it's like basically you're getting a lot of great benefits out of being a speaker as well. And we do not have, we have, maybe sometimes we have a special deal for people who have a huge following. What we do have deals for is people who are influencers and who can, help us to do more, to spread the word about the cruise. There is a discount for Nomad Base members, yes, and that will be sent out tomorrow just before, but it's 99 euros. We do have a room on the cruise that will be available for us all the time during the cruise. And basically, the way how it works is that, so we always basically first launch the cruise and we are expanding everything. And then we are securing the venues, but we want to have a very much our own room for the cruise and many different other venues, but we always can only really work on this after the cruise. I'm not sure about the dates for the reunions. The first reunion will be basically right after, maybe 2-3 days after we are arriving in Salvador. So we will basically do it the way that this will be right after the trip. And the Rio de Janeiro reunion will be also at the same time. But basically what is happening is that some people will go immediately to Rio de Janeiro. And so we will have some reunion there at the same time. But overall, after a while, everyone will kind of make their way to Rio de Janeiro, because that will probably be the place from where everyone who has to take a flight will leave anyways. So you can basically plan that the reunion will be a few days after the cruise in Morro de Sao Paulo. And then afterwards, we are going to a different place. So after the reunion in Morro de Sao Paulo, a lot of people will basically make their way to Rio de Janeiro, and others are going there directly. The early bird price includes, of course, the cabin. That is like for everything, 900 euros. That includes the meals, the food, and everything that you're doing, except for the drinks. So what we recommend for people before, I would recommend everyone to already make their way there, maybe even 2 weeks before. What is from our experience is that about 1 week before the cruise, you will be able to join. There will be a lot of people. And we're also actually talking about, there might be some conference 1 week before the event. It's about a little bit of a different topic that we are speaking. I cannot share all the details yet for this, but so we also have got good connections with Tenerife, and there'll be like a lot of stuff happening before. So tomorrow the sales begin at 12 o'clock Berlin time. That's Central European summertime. You can't book the drink package now. Like we will organize this about 6 weeks before the trip. I know that also from other people who are going to Morocco, for example, before the cruise. That could also be amazing if someone wants to, even organize some kind of event there or whatsoever. Feel free to do it and get everyone together there. I think these are all questions. So if you have any more, I'm going to be around here for 5 more minutes, and I can answer anything that you might have on your mind. Otherwise, I would be happy if you share this, happy if you invite other people, and yeah, just really book the trip. If you are pretty sure that you're coming, book it tomorrow, and then looking forward to see you all in Tenerife soon. So as we can see here, there's a lot of people who will be in Morocco before that. So that's cool. Yeah, Tagazu is amazing. It's an amazing place in Morocco. Essaouira. I actually have only been to Tangier, so I don't know so much. And yeah, you're all welcome. Really looking forward to start this journey and finally go across the Atlantic. Yeah, so Annalena is asking a little island town after, right? So basically, Morro de Sao Paulo, where we're gonna go, you get there by boat, but it's not. I don't know. Maybe there's like a dirt track how you can go there. So it's on the mainland, but it's not an island. But it's really cool. You should Google it, and you will see all the pictures. It's a really amazing place. And once you book, maybe look into Airbnbs there. There's not so many amazing ones, so I would also recommend to reserve that soon. So for the Nomad Base, which is a different project, we're also having a reunion in Madeira in October. That's a little bit earlier, and we are working on the details now. It's probably like mid of October, and we will let you know. Yeah, that's Corey is saying, don't go on a windy day tomorrow to Sao Paulo. Yes, the boat ride could be a little bit, could have quite a few bumps. Yes. Okay. So that's it. That's about it. Thank you so much all for joining. Feel free to share the trip. Feel free to, invite your friends. That would be amazing. Really looking forward to another amazing Nomad Cruise. And then we are gonna have an amazing journey. Just one more thing for Jean. Yeah, so basically the dates for the reunion, what you can say is the reunion will be 3 days after the arrival. So let's say on the 13th. So everyone who wants to relax a little bit in Salvador can do this, and others will just go immediately afterwards. And there will be a lot of people in Rio de Janeiro after the cruise all the time. That's always the same experience. And we have there's an area in Rio de Janeiro that we also recommend for everyone to join. So it's a massive city, right? But there's a very nice area close to Copacabana and Ipanema, and we will recommend this so that you can really book your Airbnb soon, because the prices in Rio will be crazy. And we just had a huge problem actually after the other cruise, where we announced a reunion in Rome, and then but we will basically, where we announced the reunion in Rome, and then the prices were really, really high later. So what I just want you to to be aware is that it makes sense to block accommodation early. If you want to go tomorrow to Sao Paulo, take 7 days, right? So until the 20th, and then you can be for Christmas and New Year's in Rio de Janeiro. Or you just continue. If you like it, you just continue. What I would do is I would book the carnival accommodation. That is probably the most important, to block something there. And yeah, maybe something that you can cancel even afterwards. But you will find a lot of people who are willing to share, because I know a lot of the nomads are booking always quite late. Okay, so that's about it. That's all for today. And thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being here on time. And looking forward to have an amazing journey with you. Thank you, and bye.